let's take another look at that line we just added. Notice that we set the enter transition here. So what does enter mean? Well, let's see what other kinds of transitions we can set. Let's type get window dot set, and I'm just going to start typing transition because it's going to show me there's a bunch of different ones. We've got enter, exit, re-enter, and return. Okay, so what do all of these mean? When we start the album detail activity with a scene transition activity option, the album detail activity will run the enter transition. At the same time, the album list activity will run its exit transition. So if we want to customize how the album list goes away, we can set it there for the exit transition. Then when the user hits the back button, a different pair of transitions will be played. The album detail activity will run its return transition, and then the album list activity will run its re-enter transition. To be honest, I've been confused by these 4 transitions for quite a while, until I drew the diagram you've just seen. Now pause this video and try to redraw the diagram yourself. You'll have a much better time working with these transitions afterwards. To put our theories into practice, let's customize some of the other transitions. All right, so let's set the return transition. So set return transition, and we'll set it to a new fade transition. And now let's go to album list activity, and we'll set its exit transition to explode. So here we have init transitions. This is a different name from our starter files. Let's just refactor this. I'm going to right-click, refactor, rename, and call this setup transitions to be consistent with what we have in our other class. Remember that old Boy Scout rule, always leave the campground, or code, cleaner than you found it. Let's delete this re-enter transition. We're not going to worry about that right now. And we'll set the exit transition to a new explode transition. Having it set to null like it was before just means that no transition will be used. All right, so guess what's going to happen here? Let's run and see. Okay, and as you might expect, the transitions look different now. You can set the 4 types of transitions to any of the built-in transitions, or use your own transition classes. You can also set these to null, which means no animation at all. Also, to save your effort, Android tries its best to set proper defaults. That's why we only needed to add 1 line in the first example. Once we set the enter transition, the system will use its reverse as the return transition. Same story for exit and re-enter transitions.